Welcome to The Impact with Robin Dorsey. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us here today. As you know, I am featuring some fantastic and phenomenal dads for this show, the last show, and 2 other shows, so we can highlight some of the fantastic things these fathers are doing in their children's lives, and we thank you and appreciative of how you are making a difference in your children's lives. So I thank you for tuning in with me once again here at The Impact with Robin Dorsey. So tonight we have 2 special guests in the studio, and they are not only are they a dynamic father and son duo with their unbreakable bond, but they're also family. So they are a part of my family, the Mark and Steele family. Shout out to our family. Hello, welcome. But yes, we have these 2 fantastic gentlemen in the studio, and they're going to talk about, the bond of fatherhood, the importance of making a difference and fulfilling the needs and those voids and raising a man, and those things are important in our community because we see all of the things that's going on the news that's not so great when the fathers are not in our kids' lives. So I am just so wonderfully happy and thankful that we have these dads that are doing what they're supposed to do, not because they have to, but because they want to, and they know that it's going to make a difference and it's the right thing to do. So without further ado, let me introduce to you John K. Glover, Senior and Junior. Hello and welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us.
Welcome, family.
Welcome, family. Thanks for having me. We're excited to be here.
Yeah. So how you doing today?
Wonderful. We are good.
You're
glad to be here.
We're good. So tell me. Okay, so you have 2 children.
Yes, a girl and a boy.
People
out there was like 2.
Wait a minute. You know how many kids you have? Shoot. Okay, so you have 2 wonderful children, a girl and a boy. So you got your set. You got your perfect set.
Got my king set.
So take us back. Take us way back. Way back. I mean, you're not that old. You know what I'm saying? You're not that old, but we got to go back. You're a young man now. So how was it when you first learned that you was going to be a dad? I mean, what was that first reaction? Because, we have many different reactions for hearing the news for the first time. So what was that like?
Wow. Well, going back.
This is interesting.
First, get that first reaction. We was nervous.
Okay.
I was nervous. I was apprehensive. I was nervous. We wanted a fatherhood. That's a whole big responsibility.
Yes, it is.
That we weren't really prepared for. Me or his mother at that time. So it was a little nerve wracking. But we had a great support group. Her mom, my mom, her dad, my dad. So we had a great support group to kind of make me stand in line for the things I needed to do.
Okay.
But that's what it was at. It was nervous, but each month went by, it got easier.
Okay. So you are the oldest of the 2.
Yes.
So, you were first, so you was all by your lonesome.
Very much so. Happily the guy. Yes, me.
So tell us, how was this man here as a kid? What was his? Was he like terrible 2s, 4s, 5s? What did he do growing up?
Well,
was he good?
Well, he was good for the most part.
From
the Mark Steele family. When the male is born, he gets ordained to be the prince right away.
Oh, okay.
So, and their family, they had a long line of females that were born. So when my son was born, he was pretty much the heir apparent.
Mm-hmm.
And so and they treat him as such. His grandparents, great. We miss them to death. We love them. Ruth. We live her and Billy.
Yes.
We miss both of them. They're looking down on us right now, but they were a very integral part initially.
Okay.
They stayed at home with their grandparents for about a couple of years. So, actually, I was kind of jealous because Billy would do things with him, and I was like, wouldn't do.
Oh.
Yeah,
what?
Change some dirty diapers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no problem. I was like, whoa. I was like, okay.
So you can have that.
Yeah, you can have that.
Okay.
So at the same time, he would take him out and just, get him a hot dog as he got older and things of that nature. John was kind of rambunctious.
Okay.
You know, he had to be reared a little bit. Yeah, he had to be reared a little bit, but they wouldn't rear him.
Right.
So I would have to take him behind the shed time to time. Without
go behind the shed?
Without their knowledge, of course. They wouldn't have it.
That's right. Because he was the baby.
Yeah, he was the baby. So I would have to pretend, hey, you know what? This will get a lollipop. You know, after I heard what he had done all day, did this, did that, I would like go take him and get a lollipop, and then I would have to, you know, give him a lesson or two.
Okay.
But, you know, and I think that was important to those days.
Yes.
You know, I think that was the beginning of him understanding that, you know, what's right and what's wrong.
Yes. Yeah. So you had a son coming out the gate.
Yeah.
Well, your first one was a son.
That was good.
So what were some of the things that you wanted to instill in your son as a father that you knew that was important to make him the young man that he is today?
All right. Well, when I was raised, I came from a family of 8.
Oh,
so we had 5 boys.
Okay, where do you fall in the line?
I'm the 5th. I'm the baby boy.
Okay.
So I had a little bit of understanding what sport was like being a baby boy.
Okay.
So what I wanted to instill in him basically.
He is loved.
Just
Don't.
He's loved.
He's loved.
Okay.
He's loved. Ask him what his mom name is. What's mom's name? What's Nana's name? What was her name?
Her name was Johnny.
Okay, Johnny.
Enough said.
I love
Her name was Johnny. So I'm not saying I was named my mother, but hey, they ran out of names. It was 8 of them.
That's what happened.
That's what happened. So you know what I wanted to instill in him, my father kind of instilled with me. He wanted to have character. You know, my father was really big into sports. He was a Golden Glove. You know, back in his days, very athletic.
Okay.
So he believed sports brought character.
Yes.
And so we was very much into sports growing up. And so I wanted to instill that into him.
Okay.
So when John was about 4 or 5 or 6, you know, he would hang out with me all day. You know, I had one of my best friends, Curtis. His boys were about same age.
Okay.
And then my brother's son was about a year or 2 older than him. So we would keep all of them like all day.
Wow.
So the women, you know, they had no problem on Saturday. They'd play basketball with us. We'll take them out, we'll feed them. Then we'd come back and look at videos.
Okay.
Back in them days, it was VHSs, tapes, whatever. So look at the table King Kong or whatever that it was on.
Okay.
Give them some carry out, and they would be with us all day. All day. So I wanted to instill in him that you can have fun, you know, and don't have to do anything destructive.
Right.
You know, so we would go to her home and we would have a couple of drinks, whatever, but we stayed at the house.
Good.
We'd fall asleep at the house, wouldn't drive.
Good.
You know, where we was at, where we stayed.
That's where you stayed.
Sometimes the women got upset, but fortunately in them days we didn't have cell phones.
Right. You need to bring yourself back in the
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we didn't have cell phones, so we would get it the next day, but hey, you know,
right.
sometimes better actual forgiveness than actual permission, they say.
True. I hear you.
But so that was one of the main things I wanted to instill in them, that, you know, as a father figure, I wanted to let them know that I was there all the time.
Yes.
You know, if they had a question or issue, come to me.
That's right.
You know, and for the most part, I mean, it kind of nurtured that way.
Okay, so you pretty much had an open door policy with your parenting?
I wouldn't necessarily open door.
more like a message.
A message?
I talked to mom and let her finagle it to him. And he'll get it.
He'll get it.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully with me not around. Let him process it.
Right.
Then he'll get back to me.
She softened the blow a little
right,
bit.
exactly. Always. Shout out to Cassandra. Love you,
That's
mama.
right. She played quarterback. I love it.
Mama.
She should have worked for the UN.
She should have worked for you. I love it. So what are some of the things, Jay Jr.? So what are some of the things growing up that you remember that really made a difference in your childhood with your dad?
We had it was always the word honesty.
Okay.
That was big with my dad.
Okay.
Everything that I did came back to those words.
Honesty.
You gotta be honest. You gotta be honest. You gotta tell me the truth. He didn't. Whatever I did, he could accept. He might not like it.
Right.
But if I told him exactly what happened, I had a better chance of surviving it.
Yeah. I like that.
You know?
Yes.
So that was his thing, and it took me a long time to get the courage to always just be up front with my father.
Okay.
You know, because like I said, I would talk to my mom, let her tell it, let her talk to the teachers for whatever I did, and you know, she'd sing it and tell it the way it sounded good to him. But then as soon as we got together, it was like, you should have told me this XYZ, and it's something that I carry with me to this day.
Okay.
And that's probably why
honesty.
It's probably why we're able to
communicate
on a daily basis now.
Wow. So when you were growing up as a young man and you're seeing your other, families together, how did you feel that it was different? Your family structure growing up was different, or was it about the same back then? Because now, family structures are very different now.
My family structure, from 90% of the people around me was different.
Oh, and how? Please elaborate.
I mean, just off the thought alone, my parents was married.
True.
My mom was a Christian woman.
Yes.
Very Christian. She come from a Christian background. I remember my grandmother used to answer the phone, praise the Lord. Anybody that know Grandma Ruth, she tell you, praise the Lord. It wasn't hello.
Right.
And my mother is a carryover from her. My dad, he had that Catholic background, and he had that sports background. So I always felt like, me personally, I always felt like I was in a military home. You know what I mean? That's how I felt.
So you had structure.
I had structure.
Right.
I could get wild with the best of them, but I still had someone to answer to.
Good.
And it was on both sides.
Right.
Because my mom, she would probably take the lesser of the blow. Right. But I still had to answer to her.
Okay.
And then when my sister came along, it was just like, I won't say picture perfect. Right. But for lack of a better word, picture perfect.
Okay.
We had that marriage, and it was all of us together.
So it was a family team unit. So it wasn't nothing that you all couldn't say or do or discuss outside of that family environment, because y'all had that bond.
Yeah, most definitely. It always felt different. It was experiences that my best friends shared, my other family members shared. Right. And I would just kind of just sit back and observe, because I didn't understand it or I didn't know it. Because
you experienced so many different things of family structures with your friends. Right. I would, for better or worse, I had the straight path. My path was straight. I didn't have to go left or right. If I went left or right, it was because of my own decision. Right. But it was laid out for me what to do and how to do it. Okay. So I had the blueprint. He had the blueprint. So, Dad. So now he had his, younger moments. So let's talk about when he got into the teenage years. Because, the kids start feeling themselves during these teenage years. So how was that with him? His teenage years, and now he's older. He done heard some things in the streets. And, now he want to be a little bit more liberal.
Well,
rambunctious.
That was interesting, because it came real fast.
Yes,
it came real fast. Like he dropped out of from 6th grade to high school this. It was a flash. So that was kind of caught us off guard. Cause we had moved into a new house. We was still, financially wasn't set like we are now, and it was. So you're paying Peter, paying Paul, and things are going on. You want the kids to grow up, have everything you didn't have, things of that nature. So that was one of the reasons we moved to suburbs. We wanted to give them that environment to be, a little more at ease with growing up. Sometimes in the city, things weren't going like we liked. Right. All right. But as John got older, he got a little more wanted to be independent. Put it that way. Okay. He wanted to be more independent. He always wanted to be independent. But he didn't know how to go about being independent. Oh, okay. So he was a little rebellious in his little independence streak. Yeah, he was, and I think it was a team effort, because him and his mom was on the same page. So they tag team. Yeah. So things he would do. I'm like, well, didn't you? I would know these things because she wouldn't be in shock like me. Right. So I'm like, well, so you didn't get she didn't have the shock factor. You was like, well, wait a minute, you did what? Yeah, okay, exactly. Got it. So so as males get older, they start looking at females and stuff in high school. So you can tell that transformation. Right. All of a sudden, we couldn't pick his clothes out anymore. Right. Oh, right. Next year's school. Because he fly then. He already fly. Right. We older. We don't know what's going on. We old heads. We don't know what's going on. I remember one incident. He had just got his little summer job or whatever. He had a little bit of money in the bank. I'm trying to tell him how to save money. Hey, save money. You want to have maybe $4 or $5 in the bank. He wanted all of it to go shopping. So I was like, dude, we going to buy your clothes like normal, but I don't know how to buy my clothes. I can buy whatever I want.
Right, because he worked for that.
Yeah, he worked for that. Exactly. That's what he was saying. He was pumping his chest up. I worked for this. It's my money. Mom,
I can do whatever I want to do.
I put it in the bank account, which only I had access to.
Right.
So, that was one of the parameters. Save your money. That was my way of saying make sure he saves some money.
Right.
And so, moving forward, he got to the point where him and the mom said, look, it's his money, let him do what he wants. And I'm really upset now.
Right.
The back of my mind.
Because that wasn't your principle,
my principle
that you had for him.
Yeah, this whole path is getting destroyed here. I'm like, y'all don't understand the picture here. I'm trying to get the big picture. So, in my rebellious way, I told him, I said, he was like 10th, 11th grade at this point. I said, okay, I'll tell you what. You can have all your money out of the bank, but I'm not paying for lunch. Ever. The rest of the lunch is on you.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking he'd be like, well, he was like, no, give me the money. I won't eat. He like, wow. He lost like 90 pounds that year.
I was fly though.
You was fly though. You had to get it, right?
He wore about 3 pair of jeans and 1 pair of tennis shoes. Right. I guess he's interchangeable. Right. I don't know how he wore that.
Hobo and Holly Davidson.
Right.
But that was like the start of his independence. So I did respect that.
Okay.
I did respect that. He made a decision and he stuck by it and he didn't ask for no money for lunch.
Wow.
I actually felt bad after the first month. I'm like,
oh.
But I didn't care. I was like,
but you stuck to your granny. Like, I'm not going to give him this lunch money, no matter how bad I really want it.
But I think
because there's a lesson here.
I think the mom probably was giving him lunch money.
Oh, on the slide, she was sliding under the table.
Probably.
Granddad.
So that's why he wasn't asking.
That's why he wasn't asking.
Oh man.
But John was always the honest one. John never got in trouble. John never got in trouble, so I really loved him for that because a lot of the kids in that generation was coming up, was getting in one trouble or another. And peer pressure can be a real big thing. And I thank God that the peer pressure now, not like it was then, but on social media and everything.
Yes.
They did this just by word of mouth and seeing them in the school.
Right.
I mean, now the dynamics are so varied. I couldn't even fathom it.
Yeah.
So John would come home from time to time, want to do this, do that. And we're like, no, you can't do that, can't do that. And he's like, why? I'm like, I don't know who's this person is. I don't know who that person is. We don't have the money to for that.
That's right.
But he made a will, he made a way. So I give him that much. He never got in trouble, and I thank God for that. So that was the biggest plus. I had plenty of friends that kids were getting them in trouble one way or another. And John never put those troubles on us.
Good.
School. Good. He skipped school once or twice.
Like everybody do once in a while.
He skipped school once or twice. I can tell you that. I remember one incident, the senior year, I came home. He was home. I'm like, "What are you doing home?"
Right.
He was
so he didn't know you was home?
No, I came home. He didn't know I was coming home.
Oh, then you came home and he was there.
He was done.
I love it.
He was done. He was like, I was like, "What are you doing home?" He's like, "Oh, well, senior day, and you can skip school day." I'm like, when did this come about?
You didn't tell me about it.
I think for me, just picking it back off 2 things you said. I remember my dad growing up. I got the same haircut as he did.
Okay.
All the way up until like my teenage years.
Okay.
Because you go to the barbershop, you don't even talk to the barber. You just get in a chair because dad do all that talking.
Right.
So I remember one day just having talking to dad. I'm like, Dad, I don't want to fade. I don't want to fade.
Right, you want something different than you'd have seen some other stuff.
Right. I want a straight cut and I want a what is it? The faded neck.
Okay.
Faded neck. So he's like, what? I'm like 15 years. I'm like, Dad, I don't want to fade. So he was like, all right, well, whatever. So I got the regular cut. And I remember I was like, I hope my dad don't be mad at me. I hope my dad don't be mad at me. But yeah, that was around the time he was talking about I was starting to find
feel myself. Feel yourself. We all do it.
And then the second thing, the scariest skip day had to be the 9/11 day. I stayed home that day.
Oh, so you played hooky on 9/11?
On 9/11, I didn't come. I didn't go to school.
And then no cell phones was working.
Right, but that was the first senior skip day.
Oh, 9/11. Oh, this was the real senior. This wasn't just the title senior skip day. This was the real senior.
This was the one where the teachers knew, like the seniors weren't coming to school. So I ain't say nothing to my parents about it.
Right.
So, my parents' house in their house they had the big bed, right?
Okay.
The real big bed. My bed was like
twin size.
I'm saying full size, something like that. So everybody left. I'm in the house by myself. I'm like, yes, go jump in their bed. And I'm sitting there asleep, and the phone ring. Usually, the phone ring, you don't think nothing about it. Phone ring again. Phone ain't ringing like 10 times.
You answered it?
I'm scared to death.
Yes, because you ain't supposed to be there.
Because I done seen my mother number come up twice. I done seen my father number come up twice.
Oh, because of 9/11.
Right, because of 9/11. But I'm thinking like, oh my God. Now, mind you, I haven't even turned the TV on.
Oh,
so I'm like, I'm dead.
Right, they
dead.
know I'm caught.
I'm about to call.
I wish it was like that.
So I'm thinking to myself, I need to call granddaddy, get him to come get me to school.
Right.
Because I hope to God they not at school looking for me.
Right.
So I don't know what made me do it, but I turned the TV on and I seen the 911 thing going on crazy. Right. And I paused for probably like 15-20 minutes, and then I end up calling them. It's just like, hey, I'm at home, just so you know what I'm saying, so you don't know.
And
so
what was that conversation like? Like, oh yeah, it's 9/11. The world is coming. It feel like it's coming to an end. But I play hooky. I'm at home, so
But the thing is, they were so focused on my safety and my whereabouts. They never
didn't even get
it. They never looked at the fact that I was home.
Right.
I never even had a conversation. And I remember thinking about that all day. Like, I know my dad's going to
kill you.
Why was you home?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He never talked about it.
Right.
So I just remember that skip date.
Like, yeah, now looking back, I meant to get him. He's thinking that in his head, like, oh, I missed an opportunity.
Well, he was lucky because I had to travel to New York the next morning.
Oh.
Because of my job. So I had to travel. So that's the only reason. That's
Okay.
the only reason. I probably wouldn't. I think I was driving New York saying that too. I was like, did he stay home? He probably was the cause of 9/11. But that was. But now he's bringing those high school things up.
Right.
It's so funny. We get together some days now. And I cook out some things that's nature, and those little stories come out. And so he's telling me about these days when he had to catch cabs to school and miss the bus and things like this. I don't know how all this happened.
And you didn't even know.
My neighbor had to tell me one time I had to bust him out. My neighbor say, "Oh yeah, there's such he's a good boy." Blah blah. I said, "How do you know that?" He said, "Oh, I took him to school this morning." I'm like, "What?" So I had to stop that immediately.
Right.
Listen to the bus, man.
Yeah, because he would get up late, miss the bus, because that bus came after we left out the house already. So
wow.
It was their job to get up and catch the bus. And he would miss the bus from time to time.
Yeah, I don't know when it hit me. I don't know when it hit me that I could just stay home and miss school. I don't know when it hit me because I was
feeling yourself.
I was in DC schools from my whole elementary career.
Right.
And then middle school, I followed protocol, got on the bus, da. And then somewhere in high school, it's just like,
I don't have to do that. I'm not going to school.
I don't feel like going to school today. I don't know when it hit me. I really don't. But somehow it hit me probably in 11th or 12th grade. And I was just like, I'll be all right today.
Right. I'm not going to worry about that. I'll deal with the parents a little later. So, Junior, tell us about a moment when you were in your high school years and that you had to have a conversation with your parents or your dad specifically about, girls and, puberty, these types of things. How did that conversation go? Or did you have that conversation with them? What did you do?
Me and my dad had talks since the beginning.
Okay.
So every so often in our talks, my dad would sprinkle little things in those conversations. So there was never
a big
conversation. Son, let me sit you down. Conversation. It would just be little things. Well, female would do this and that, and you should do this and you should do that. I think in terms of high school, well, one, I was with one person in high school.
Okay.
I was with her from 10th through 12th grade.
Okay.
So my dad, it's weird. The dynamic in my family is so weird because you would think the mother, in terms of the boy, is the one who looks at the relationship with strain, right? It's the opposite.
Okay.
My dad is the guy that has the opinion. My mom is like, oh, she's wonderful, and she could have been off the corner 5 minutes ago. You know what I mean? My mother is just trusting and loving in that type of way. But my dad, he had
the radar. He had the sixth sense. Like, nah, this ain't the one.
Right. So when in high school, he kind of felt like I was, what would I say? doing too much
Okay.
to impress this one female that I was with. So he just like
wide open.
Like what you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing, son? What are you doing? I'm like, Dad, I like her. You know, she's cool. Da 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 da. Wait. You know what I mean? And she was a year younger, so I'm like, Dad, you know, you don't see what I see yet. You know what I mean? That was my whole thing in my high school relationship. I don't see what I see yet.
Right. So you see the potential in this relationship, right? This one is
already
in high school.
Already.
You don't see that she is the one.
Right. So he had something slick to say every so often about this particular female. Right. Not that it wasn't even that he didn't like her. He just was trying to keep me on my toes.
Yes, I love it. So then you had your sister comes along. Your sister came along. So how many years apart are you and your sister?
Me and Candace are 6 years apart.
6 years. Oh my God! So for all this time, and then here comes Candace.
It was definitely experience for me, my mother, and my father.
Okay, it's experience for all three of y'all at the same time.
Yeah, because it was they knew. Okay. My best friend had a brother.
Okay.
My cousin, to whom I'm close with, he had a brother.
Okay.
Coincidentally, they had brothers with the same exact name, younger brothers.
Right.
So in comes my mom. She's pregnant. I'm champion.
Right.
Brother. And then 5-6 months into it, it's a girl. It's a girl.
What do you mean it's a girl?
It's a what? You know what I'm saying? It's a what?
Right.
He's like, yeah, it's a girl. My mom's like, yeah, you better be a big brother. I don't want no girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You want a brother.
And I kind of knew because I was like, she's going to get all the attention.
Right.
She's going to be crying. You're going to be distracted. Another boy, you just going to push him outside with me and we going to do what we do.
Right.
But it changed. And I just remember that. And I remember the beginning of seeing my dad's softer side. You know what I mean?
Oh, so he had the softer side for the girl, daddy's girl.
The tough side.
It went away a little bit.
Yeah, because
it wore down.
It wore down.
I was wore down.
I love it.
So yeah, that was a weird time for me.
Okay.
But I actually wanted that though. I wanted the King's Ransom. I wanted the boy. Then I wanted the girl.
Yes.
So I wanted the big brother to be 5 or 6 years old.
That's right.
To kind of look out for when I wasn't there. I wanted him to be the next step.
Yes.
So I kind of wanted that.
You wanted that evolution.
Yeah, but they was kind of like weird. They was like cats and dogs 1 minute, and then they was like nobody touched each other.
Right.
I remember when they was elementary school. My sister, my daughter, she was fighting for him one day on the on the play court. She's like 2 years old or 3 years old, and some little boy and they tussle him whatever.
Right.
She's this little boy's ankle just biting and kicking, and I was like,
so she had your back even at 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Even at 2.
We would go home and argue like cats and dogs, but
when you out in the street,
we in the street. It's glove lifestyle.
That's right.
That's what I say, glove lifestyle.
So how was it for you? So having your second child now, 6 years later. So how was it for you when you found out you're having a baby girl, and now you're doing this fatherhood thing again for the second time? What was your your lesson learned, or how'd you engineer that one, the second one?
Well, it was lesson learned. Okay. I was mature for one. Yes. So, and I knew everything that went into the first one. Yeah. So that kind of helped me out, and I knew I was going to be there. With my son being born, I had to actually. It was a snowstorm when he was born.
Oh wow!
I was at work.
Oh.
And so back then, she the contractions come and go. Right. So she had false contractions 3 times. I can't take off work anymore.
Right. I can't keep going.
Let me know when you're gonna have it. I'm off. I'm there.
Right.
And so I was at work, and she went there with her mom in the middle of the storm, and she had the baby. And so I get home. My sister said, "Hey, yeah, where are you doing here?" I'm like, "Well, it's snowing, it's cold. What are you talking about?" He said, "You got your son was born." I'm like, "Please."
Right.
Oh, let me back up a little bit. At this point, they supposed to be twins.
Oh.
He was supposed to be a twin initially.
Really? I never knew that.
Yes. So that I had a lot of apprehension. I'm like twins, like going crazy.
Right.
So I get home.
Where's my brother?
My sister say, "Hey, your son's born." I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna talk. It's like 12 o'clock at night. I call his grandmother.
Right.
I'll talk to his grandmother. She'll tell me the truth.
Right.
She Christian. She has to tell me the truth.
I love it.
So I call her up, and she's like, yeah, baby born, son's doing fine. I'm like, I'm going to the hospital. Bye. She's like, it's 12:30, can't go. I said, I'm going to the hospital.
Right.
I said, how was the other one? She said, the other what? I said, boy. She said, what are you talking about? She said, baby boy's fine. I said, how's the other one? She wouldn't tell me. I was like, all right, I done something to the problem. I'm not going to go to the hospital.
Right.
So I catch a cab in the snow up to the hospital. And my brother happened to be home from the military. I grabbed a military jacket.
Okay.
I get to the hospital.
Oh, that was so clever. I like that. Go ahead.
I get to the hospital. Everything's shut down. It's 1 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning. And I was like, I just got in here. I had a child, blah, blah. It's like, oh, you just came in. They thought it was military. They rolled the whole carpet out for me.
I love it.
I got to stay in here with her. I went to see him. He was the biggest baby in there, so he was hard to miss.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't that hard to miss. And so I stayed with his mom's in the bed till the next morning and went through all that. So that kind of, anything past that was easy.
Okay.
So when my daughter was born, my whole thing was to make him understand that he has to protect her at all times. Mm-hmm. You know, after he got past the jealousy part.
Right.
And you can't kick her and throw her down the steps part. After that, they kind of took to each other. So, I mean, that was my biggest role. I didn't really have to do much. John's a very loving son, so and he will do anything he can for anybody.
Okay.
You know, he'll do anything he can for anybody, as long as you're on the good side.
Okay.
So, she'll still scratch and claw him, but...
So tell me how was it when Candace was growing up? So what was her personality? You know, she daddy little girl, because it's different for us girls with the daddies, we're a little sweet on the girls. So how was that?
Night and day. we night and day.
Yeah.
We are two very. I tell my parents this. I say I was with y'all in the come up.
Right.
And she got she was with y'all. When y'all was in the bed. So that's, you can see it though. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. Like, I'm more or less
grounded. So you're more grounded.
Oh, you're definitely more grounded.
I'm more grounded, and she's like
free spirit.
Like, this is what it's supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, no. You gotta put that block down, put the other block on top. No, all the blocks supposed to be done. That's and that's just how we are as people.
Yes. Yeah.
And what helped was Candace was very bright, so she didn't go to neighborhood schools. So she would get magnet schools. Everywhere she had to go was a bus load. Even in the elementary school, she would get bus all the way across town to a bus. So she always thought that she had this sway about her. And so I was proud of her at the same time.
Yes.
So it made things a lot easier for her to get what she wanted. Because I always told John the same thing: you make good grades and get anything you want.
That's right.
But he never wanted anything.
Okay. He had a methodology.
He had a choice. He had a choice. So but Candace, she would bust. She wanted something all the time.
Wow.
She wanted something all the time. So she would bust her tail to get whatever she wanted.
Wow.
So that part came really easy. Candace, but as she got older, girls have another side.
Yes,
so
indeed.
when she got to be 15, her smell on her side was totally different. I couldn't really put my hands around.
Right.
I needed her mom's
touch.
She had to oversee even more. I'm like, you know what? You know how I'm gonna get with it. I can't do the same thing. She would always tell me, he's not a boy. You can't do the same thing with a boy.
That's right.
She's not a boy. You can't talk to the same about a boy.
That's when I started laughing.
That's when I started laughing. So he was starting to enjoy that moment.
It's even
right. And they coming. You can see what's the problem is.
That was my thing. I used to tell my parents all the time. I'm like, okay, y'all think it's sweet. Elementary school, middle school,
it's all a princess.
Yeah, it's all good. The high school come, it's my turn.
Right.
It's my turn. Nah, whatever. She ain't gonna be like you. Da da da. All right, cool. Right.
And what she did? What was one of the things that you remember her doing that she got in trouble for, and you was like, ha ha, y'all got it back, parents.
Man, it's just. I remember, like, I'm be flat out honest. I couldn't say things to my parents. Like, I couldn't even think it. They seen my face getting ready to say something.
Right.
I could feel the wind coming from their hand.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I already knew
that you was about to get it.
Right. Candace, she could throw little darts, say little stuff. Dad didn't say nothing. Whatever.
He looking like, oh my God.
He say, Cassandra, get her. Cassandra, get her. And and then it got to a point I knew it was gonna get real because my mother started getting tired. I was like, oh, you ain't got that fence no more. Right. Now Daddy gotta say something. he gotta say something now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when she started, you know, getting bigger and, you know, coming into her womanhood,
right.
you know, it was a new experience for all three of us. You know, mom couldn't do her hair no more.
Right.
She ain't want mom touch her hair.
Right. That's
you know
right.
what I mean? Her clothes started getting tighter. Daddy wasn't liking it. You know what I'm saying? And see, I knew where she was at and where she was going. You know what I mean? Understanding what she was going through. So me saying things, all I did was agitate them, so they was getting mad at me.
He would get on purpose.
Just to get y'all back, huh?
Get us all heated.
So what happened when she started dating? Big brother now and dad. What was that like?
You know, I told my sister a long time ago.
I'm scared.
Because I knew me. I understood me.
Right.
And I said, what you do out here, you already understand right from wrong.
Right.
You got mom and dad smart gene.
Right.
You're book smart. So you know, if you go this way, this is what's going to happen. All I'm saying to you in terms of me, don't bring nothing to this house.
Okay.
You know, you can have your little friends, whatever, talk on the phone. Don't bring them to the house.
Right.
Ever.
Oh, wow.
Ever.
She had a permanent restriction.
Like, ever.
Dang.
That was my whole thing. Like, don't let me open the door and someone's sitting on this couch. I ain't even saying y'all was doing anything.
Right.
Just don't let it be.
Okay.
It's gonna be a problem for you. And then after he deal with me, you gonna deal with dad.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? That was my whole way of thinking. I understood. You know, she's pretty.
Right.
I knew my mother's shapely self.
Right.
I knew my sister would follow. So I expected these things.
Right. You expected some boys to be beating down y'all door.
Of course.
So did you know that he had this conversation with his sister?
Nah.
And then how did you handle her wanting to see boys now?
I used to have a joke with her moms that when I wanted a girl until they're 16.
Yes.
And then after that you can put them back.
Yeah.
Because I knew at 16 that was like the
critical moment.
That was when that top was coming off and things were going to start changing. So
lip gloss and makeup.
So I just knew at 16 I was going to have a problem. But her mom's is real open with them, both of them.
Good.
And where I came from an older tradition. Men didn't talk that much, you know, from the family perspective, about sensitive subjects and things of that nature. So I relied on her a lot to stay open and honest with them.
Right.
And I just told her and let me know when they step out of line, I'll discipline them.
That's
I was a disciplinary. But
you was the warden.
Yeah, I was the warden. I'm the one to be like, okay, you did what? I'll take care of it.
Right.
I'll take care of it. But for a lot of the soft conversations,
Mom did that.
I would just be upset if mom talked to him and they didn't take.
Oh, okay.
You know, boys, she always knew I had a stern thing about boys.
Right.
So I guess by her talking to her brother, she never brought any boys home. So
good.
She never brought any
that
boys
was a
home.
good thing.
Never brought boys home.
So she listened to your talk. So she got that and then she was like, okay, he's serious. He mean business that he going.
Because everything else between me and her was, you know, either a joke or, you know, out of jealousy. You know what I mean? Just straight up.
Right. That's good.
It was either an
That's
extreme
honest.
joke or extreme jealousy. It was
Right.
one or the other. But for that moment, it was a straight monotone voice.
Right.
Look you dead in your eye.
Right.
I'm not
like
playing.
You dead now. I'm telling you,
playing.
you got one time. You only had one time.
Like you don't have one time. I'm letting you know this is what is not happening.
Wow.
And that's how John was. John's real serious about that when he talked to her. Like, you know, I don't know if you think me and his mom was made out of tissue paper, right? Sometimes. And he gets on her sometimes. I'm telling you.
Right.
You better not hurt him. I'm telling you. You better not do this. You better not do that. So she's like, you don't need to tell me what to do.
Yes.
That's how she is. But yeah, he's real stern about, you know, what he thinks that our expectations of them are.
Right.
And he doesn't want them to be lower than that or have her just cave in, her bringing home something that we just like explode on.
Right.
But both ways though.
Yeah.
I'm like that opposite way. I'm like that with her too.
Yeah.
Like in terms of how she responds and acts towards men.
Right.
Boys at that time,
Okay.
but men too. Like Candace, you know, you can't talk to people like this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you're gonna set yourself up for XYZ. And you're not gonna like that feeling.
Right. That's true. That's true.
And whatever I go through in life, you should be watching.
True.
So that you know exactly what it is that you want. These were conversations that I had with her.
So you was a good big brother. Got on her nerves, but you was a good big brother.
To this day, we were just arguing before we came here.
Oh, Jesus, Lord have mercy.
And they argue about anything and everything. From clothes to kids to anything, food, whatever. They look to attack each other all the time in a loving way, but they look to attack each other in a loving way.
So you two have developed. So you all do a lot of things together. Mm-hmm. So like I said, this show is Father's Unbreakable Bond. Mm-hmm. So y'all have this tightness and this closeness, where the father and son know how it should be. Mm-hmm. And so I mean, you all go to games together. Mm-hmm. You watch TV together. I mean, you all do a lot of wonderful interactive things together. So it was nothing that you all couldn't do growing up. Mm-hmm. Together, and still even to this day you all are grill masters. So let's talk about that. Like, how did you who taught you how to be the grill master, and then what made you want to go ahead and transition that to your son to show him the right to passage?
And that's kind of odd that you say that, because I grew up in the city. So in the city, DC, you don't do a lot of grilling in the backyard.
Been a road.
You know, Northeast, been a road. That's right.
That's right.
But so. When I moved to my house in the suburbs, my father bought me a barrel grill.
Okay.
For
a gift.
Yeah, for a gift.
Surprisingly made in Northeast.
It was one of my father didn't buy anything.
Wow. So he made that?
Well, he had somebody made it. So but back in them days, it was good. He made the barrels and everything.
Wow.
He cut them out. Right? He made it, and boom. So I really hadn't a lot of experience with grilling. Okay. But I knew. That we're supposed to do in the suburbs. I thought that was like the book on the suburbs. Have a grill, white picket fence. You know what I'm saying? So I had to figure out this grilling thing. So I got out there, started burning everything up from the first couple of months. You know, doing what I do. And then at the times got better and better and better and better. And then I just started loving it. I would just sit out and grill. I would like empty the freezer. You know,
just cooking everything on the grill.
Anything and everything. And I did that for a long time, and then it became sporting events and family gatherings and things of that nature, and used to get better and better. And so, actually, secretively, I wanted to be a cook, a chef.
Oh, so, it's not too late. It's not too late to follow your dreams. Always follow your dreams.
I agree. Yeah, follow your dreams. If you want to do something, follow your dreams. Don't be like me. I should be a master chef somewhere.
Yes, and his cooking is amazing. Oh my God,
real master.
And so
we love his food.
So I'm not as good as my father,
but he is good.
And he did the same thing. I'm telling you, he did the exact same thing. It's phenomenal. He got his house. One of my best friends bought him a grill for a housewarming gift, and it's so funny to this day. You know, that grill stayed in his backyard for almost a year untouched.
Wow.
He got to the point where the following summer, in his first year, I opened the grill up and got stung by a bee. A hornet's nest had sat there.
Oh, wow.
He never used
True
it.
True story.
I got stung. I was like, what the heck?
Right.
I got stung by bees.
Right.
Like what?
Yeah. So at that point, I'm like, I know you never used this grill.
Right.
And like after that magical moment, I got stung, I guess. He started grilling. I mean, like every day. So he be on social media every day.
Yes, he do. Grilling. Like, look at my baked chicken. Look at my grilled chicken. Y'all can have that. He's taunting us on social media with his grilled food. I'm like, really? You all the way out here and you not even going to tell us that you about to grill out? Well, I grill every day. I mean, what you want me to do? Yeah. Like, what?
And it's phenomenal because we both did it the same way. He kind of did his own thing. I did my own thing. And now we just like grilling together now.
Yes.
I mean, we love grilling together. We're trying to find out who got the best meats, the best fish, shrimp, whatever we can put on the grill. And so, matter of fact, this past Christmas, his new in-laws, the B, bought him a bigger grill. You know, so I guess when they're in town, he can make some more food for him, I guess.
I order a steak.
You order a steak.
But he still can't do steaks like me. But
that's right. Okay, he getting it. Okay. Maybe you're going to have a steak off at my cookout coming up. At my cookout, have a steak off and see who steaks the best. And then the family, since y'all going to be there, family and friends, we're going to judge. We're going to have them have a steak off.
Don't do it.
And judge and see whose steak tastes the best. Whose steak and chicken tastes the best.
My father got to have something to live
for.
He got it right now.
Come early.
I have two separate grills, so they're going to be on each grill. Grill A and Grill B. I mean, you're going to have to vote. You're going to have to vote. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
But yeah, we do everything together now. I mean, I enjoy him. You know, he's not only my son, he's almost like my best friend. So we do everything together. Sporting events, like I said, I was raised in sports, and I raised him in sports. He's like a coach. Where I was more athletic and played every sport.
Right.
You know, he's like on the sidelines, strategizing how to win, how to lose, what's the best things to do. So he took me to my first, I think Titan game down in University of North Carolina. I'm a big Tar Heel fan, so we went down, drove over down North Carolina, stayed a weekend down there. So on our bucket list is the Super Bowl. So
okay.
Coming soon.
Yes, I love it.
The one thing we haven't talked about father in sports is that he's not a Redskin fan.
Yes, he's a Dallas fan. And we don't know what's his problem because he doesn't even live in Texas. He lives here, so I'm not even understanding.
Got a better record at Landover than the Redskins. Let's not forget.
Where did you go wrong there?
Well, what happened? We are doing DNA testing.
Okay. Because he cannot be a part of his family. He like Dallas like that. Like I just don't understand what the problem is.
But the irony of it is he had never been to Dallas.
See,
never been to
all these Dallas fans in DC.
Hold
up. Until go ahead, finish the story.
So out of my generosity.
No, whatever.
We just had to take a trip down to Dallas.
Oh, you took him down there?
Yeah,
no. That was my idea. I said, Dad, the new stadium is here. They playing your sorry skins. We might as well just go ahead, tag team it, and go down there. So we went down to AT&T Stadium in 2014, and y'all won.
Yeah,
y'all won. That's probably the last time y'all beat us too.
See, come on now, come on. Don't. This is Father, so we're not even gonna get into the rivalry yet. Because the new season is coming up soon, so get ready.
But it's cool though. We have a mutual bond, so we don't. And it's funny. He goes to the racing. I'm a season ticket holder, so he goes to the games with me. I mean, that's only the one true game. I mess with him every year. It's like I sold his ticket. Right. I'm serious, Dad. I'm serious. It's only one game I want to go to, Dad. Right. I'm serious. I'm like, whatever, dude. So, but we have a mutual respect for our teams, No matter who's winning, who's losing. We have this mutual respect, we don't get on each other. We don't talk trash, We take it, our win very cordial. Right. We don't really get on each other. Matter of fact, we almost be forgiven.
Oh,
y'all could have
won.
I'm
so sorry that your team lost.
I tell people all the time. I tell any Redskin fan. I say my father is probably the only Redskin fan that I talk to about the entire game. Like we break down plays and we look at sets. Like it's a real. We really get into the game.
Y'all think y'all the coaches. Y'all think y'all going back, bringing it back.
We call it out.
Y'all calling out the plays too.
Because we've seen I've been to so many Redskin games with my dad. So knowing the coaching staff when you've been there 5 years, 6 years, like that. I know this play. I know this ball's going. Da 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 da. We sit there and we see where the ball going, and we talk about it.
Yeah. One game we was at there, and then it was a Monday night game, and we was the camera crew. He's telling the camera people what to look at before they're like, "Excuse me, sir, who are you?
Right.
Where's your badge?
You work here?
Where's your badge?" So he's up there with the camera crew pointing out this and pointing out that before the play even developed.
Wow.
So it was fun. I mean, it's always fun. So yeah, I am blessed to have him. So we do have a great bond. Now I wish every father and son would have a bond.
Yes.
Like mine will be stronger. We need our fathers to step up.
Yes.
And be a father throughout the career of their lives. Throughout their lives. It's not just 1 through 5 or 5 through 10. It's forever.
It's forever. Yes.
It's forever. And it only gets better. It only gets better.
So, Junior.
Yes.
You are also a fantastic and phenomenal dad. So let's talk about Amara.
My first
so when you first found out that you was going to be a dad, what did that look like, feel like? What was your thoughts? Oh my goodness.
Man.
You got a baby coming into the world now.
Yes, 23 years old. It seemed like it didn't come out the best situation.
Okay.
It wasn't planned as they said, her and her mother, we did what we did, and we made a beautiful child from it. For me, I tell this story all the time. I still remember telling my dad, after me and her mother talked, and we found out she was officially pregnant. We found out it was gonna be a girl. I knew everything. So I was like, wow. It's 5 months in, and I still haven't told my mother and father about this child yet.
Because it was a secret. So you had a big old secret,
right? Fake little scarlet letter, right?
Right.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is big news. We have this. People think we have this picture perfect union. So I'm like, oh man, I'm about to break this up. Everybody about to have something to say. Da 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 da. Cassandra this and John this and Candace this. Da 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 da. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to just get it over with. Have this talk with my parents. And I remember I get out the car and I was like, Dad, what's up with you? Matter of fact, it was his birthday. It was his birthday.
So you broke the news to him on his birthday?
March 1st. I remember this. So I'm like, he was out.
I ain't celebrated birthday since.
See? You ruined his birthday.
So it was March 1st, and he's outside washing the car. It was one of them nice March days. He just happened to be outside washing his car. And I was like, yeah, Dad, your granddad. What?
Right.
So he ain't say nothing.
Right. He heard you, but he didn't hear you.
And I'm going to give a secret away, right? But
okay.
When my dad do like this, when he grit his teeth, it's not about to be a pretty situation. So I seen him about to make the face, and I'm like, God, this is about to be bad, right? But I'm like, I'm outside. He can't do nothing. I'm outside, you know. So
the elements is going to protect you.
Right. So he was like, oh yeah. So he went into detail. Of course, he knew of my child's mother,
right?
And he was like, okay. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what he said. He was like, yeah, don't let this happen no time soon. I'll punch you on your face. So I was like, all right, he took it better than I thought. And then as I'm walking away, I got a smirk on my face. Like, tell your mother yet? I was like, nah, I told you. So
right. So you can tell her, right?
Now he's like, no, you gonna tell her. You gonna tell her. Go ahead in the house and tell her. And I went in the house and I told my mom. And the first thing she said, you tell your dad? I was like, yep, I got my face. So right. I'm good.
What did mom say about it? Having a baby out of wedlock.
Mom.
In a Christian household.
Yeah,
what did she say?
Mom was just like, she was cool, man.
Okay.
All she cared about was, tell your dad yet?
Okay.
Once I said yeah, I told my dad, she was like, all right, cool. And we've been running 100 miles since.
Wow. So how is it for you with now Amara's 11? She's about to be 11.
July 27th.
And so how is it being a dad? Like you've had all these great qualities and lessons learned and things that you've learned and was instilled from your dad. So how is it being a dad, Amara's dad, and filling into her life? How was that?
Everything that I wanted to do prior to age 23 when she was born, I felt like I was about to do. Okay. When I'm talking about getting away from my parents,
right,
and their structure,
right,
I felt like I was going. I don't know where I was headed,
right,
but I knew I was in a very, very selfish state of mind, right?
Okay.
So I'm like, whatever happens. That's how I got in that situation.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how Amara came about.
Right.
Me just being wild and soaring my oats.
Right.
So when she came into focus and I actually looked at the situation for what it is, wholeheartedly, both sides, my child's mother and mine, and seen what would be best, I was like, okay, I gotta lock down a job. I gotta save money. I gotta get a place.
So your mindset changed.
My mindset changed immediately.
Absolutely.
But then I still had those 2 miles behind me. And now at this point, my sister got an opinion too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got 6 eyes on me.
Right.
And they not going to let me be no trash father in this world.
That's right.
That's not allowed. You know what I mean? So if I've seen and I known, everything that my dad did when he was working at the ink factory and all that. And I seen what my mother was doing, getting me to the subway and all that. I had to take on that road.
Yes.
So I just went full steam as the best as I could. And making $17 an hour at the time. Right. That was going on tomorrow from this point on.
Wow. So what do you think, Dad, of your son as a dad? What were some of the things that, when you saw how he was parenting his daughter, and from the things that you've taught and instilled in him, what was your thoughts about him now being a dad and pouring into his kid's life?
Well, actually, I think he did a better job than I actually thought, was possible. I mean, he's really pulled his boots up and does everything, for Amara. And he does everything. She's first, If he wants to buy a pair of tennis shoes and she needs a pair of tennis shoes, she gets a pair of tennis shoes.
Yeah.
If she wants to go to
They're
movies,
making a sacrifice.
Yeah, he's made a wholehearted sacrifice for his kids. And so that's the best thing. I even told him sometimes I think he was doing too much. I say, well, you got to pull back a little bit, And I think sometimes that comes from two different households. So you want to give them everything they can while you can.
Right. Yes.
But the last year or so, he's been staying with him 110%.
Yes.
He's been doing homework with him. And because Amara is excellent. Excellent. She made all A's, made the presidential honor roll.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Miss Amara.
Yes, Dad.
Yes,
keep it going.
Rolling.
That's right.
And that's a big up to both parents.
Yes.
Not just John. They both are doing a magnificent job with him.
And her stepmother.
Yes.
And her stepmoms. People let me finish that out. But moms, I said mom with an S, I'm saying mom with an S. All the moms. So he's done a fantastic job. So I couldn't be prouder.
Good.
I couldn't be prouder. His work ethic is 110%.
Yes.
He knows to make money, you gotta work.
That's right.
You gotta work.
You gotta do it.
That's not a problem. He has a yard now. He has to cut the grass. He has to do things around the house, fix things. He still call me for every little thing.
Right.
But that's cool though. I enjoy it.
Because I get to do it together.
I enjoy coming down there and showing them, how it's done. That's how I was taught.
Yes.
And sometimes you fail together, but you fail together.
That's right.
The best times are always together.
So you're having another. So 11 years later, you have another one on the way this year.
Yes.
And you have a fiance. So let's talk about that. So how is that? So what was your thoughts? Okay. Here comes it up. Well, you have 2 stepkids.
Yes.
And then you have hello. And now you have another one on the way. So what is that? Now you have. So first of all, let's just go back. You have 3 girls.
Yes, 3 girls.
Woo. Plus a fiance. So that's 4 women in your house. So how does that work for you, being the only male in the house? So did they gang up on you? It's like, you know what?
It's it's funny. It's a lot of calls to my dad. It's a lot of calls to my dad. Dad, what are we doing, and where can you take me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they my world. At the end of the day,
she is watching too, so I just want you to say hello. Yeah, so I just want to make sure he don't, go off the rails here with this conversation. So I got your back. Go ahead.
But they definitely my world.
Yes.
4 completely different personalities.
Yes.
It's wonders, man. I pray a lot, and I just consistently just try. That's all I can do is just consistently try. I try to stay consistent in what I say and what I do.
Yeah.
That's all I can say to that. But as far as my son who's coming in October,
so he get the boy. He finally gets his boy.
Yes.
Congratulations.
The legacy continues.
Wait a minute, is his name gonna be John too? So it's gonna be the 3rd.
Y'all gonna have to wait on that.
We gonna have to wait on that to the big reveal.
Yeah. We're gonna have to wait. We're going to wait on the name for everybody.
Okay.
But definitely, I can say this. It starts with a J.
Okay. So we're gonna keep the J legacy at least.
Yeah, we're gonna start it with a J. But yes, very excited. I can't wait to see him. I just heard he's kicking today.
Yes.
So man,
congratulations.
They can see him and feel him, and the girls are taking in the experience with us. This will be their first brother.
Wow.
So yeah, we all excited. Mom and dad is excited. Mom is buying clothes every day.
Oh wow, the baby not even here yet. She already spending the whole king's ransom.
Yes.
My future mother-in-law flies from Atlanta every other week. You know what I'm saying? She already told me.
This baby already spoiled. They haven't even got here yet. Got a couple more months before he come out.
Baby, my future mother-in-law told me she'd be here in September. The baby not even due to October. So yeah,
I love it.
We about to get it in, man. Definitely, can't wait to show y'all the pictures and all that stuff in the future.
Congratulations. But because we got to wrap it up because the show is coming to end. But you also have a company. You started this company called Father Time and Company.
Yes.
So just tell us briefly a little bit about that company.
Well, right now.
Why did you start that?
Just continuing the legacy.
That's right. It's right there.
As my dad got the shirt. I see constantly what the black fathers go through.
Yes.
And I know everybody's story is not the same. I know everyone doesn't feel as though they have someone to talk to. I know those in the judicial system kind of look down on us,
right.
even the good ones. So I just wanted to acknowledge them more, help them get their voice, connect with them, and just uplift the black fathers, as well as just get back to the community. The community is what's important, and I just feel as though with more black leaders, black fathers, black role models, more strength in the black male in general, we can take this culture back to where Obama wanted us to be.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And how can they follow you all on social media if they want to get in contact with you? Or they want to purchase some Father Time and Co. shirts or hats? How can they get in contact with you?
Right now, the Father Time and Co. Shirts are in production. We got some new shirts coming down the line. We heard about the 2Xs, 3Xs, and 4Xs. So believe us, we coming with those this next batch. I'm on social media, John K. Glover on Facebook, last name Glove on Instagram. And if you need to contact my father, you could just hit either one of those social medias, and I'll tell him, because he don't do the social media. He OG. He don't believe in that.
I love it. I love it. Well, I thank you all so much for being a part of the show. I mean, I love you all's bond. Like I said, it's a father's unbreakable bond. I absolutely love it. I wish a lot of fathers and sons were like you all, because, you know, you all set the tone in the bar, and we need that so that some of our young men will stay out of jail and the prison system and go down that right path, because they have that foundation that's needed. So I thank you all, and I thank you for being the man, you too, and the father that our children need.
Yeah.
You know,
happy Father's Day to everybody.
Yes, happy Father's Day,
happy Father's Day to every father, every coach, every mentor,
every uncle, because
every lawyer who helps a good father try to get his rights for his child. Thank you all, man.
Thank you. So without further ado, again, I thank you all so much for being on the show. This is The Impact with Robin Dorsey. Before I leave, I can't go without thanking my wonderful and amazing sponsors. We have Resurgence Beauty Lounge, who does my hair and my makeup. Thank you so much. We have DChristopherCommunications, who does my show intro and music. And we have Crafted, that does web design and all kinds of graphics, wonderful graphics, if you need that type of assistance. I thank you all for tuning in yet again. We're going to feature 2 more sets of dads for the next 2 weeks. So please tune in, because this is about you all. You know, a lot of people highlight the women's up. This is my chance to highlight you, and I thank you and appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in to The Impact with Robin Dorsey here on WBGR. See you next week, and I love you. Have a good night. All right, that's a wrap.